Hey everyone, it's Chris here. I have got a huge announcement to all of the people who I went to school with, to all of the people who I know from work, all of the people that I know from being related to them. Sorry about that. Everyone, I've got a huge announcement to make. And I'm not going to mess around with any suspense or anything, I'm just going to blurt it out. And that is that I, Chris Shaw, I'm taking part in the London Marathon this year. Pause for effect. Right? There's a catch. There is a catch. Stick around to listen to that catch. But the important thing is that I'm doing this for charity and I need your help to help me raise my £1,000 target to help out a local homeless charity called P3, which stands for People, Potential, Possibilities. They're an absolutely brilliant charity, and I'll tell you more about them in a second. But first, let's just clarify what I mean by a London Marathon. So, it's not the London Marathon, it is the virtual London Marathon. And the difference is that the virtual London Marathon, you do it on the same day as the actual marathon, but you make up your own course, and it has to be 26 miles. So you can walk around the garden for 26 miles. If you're posh, you have a 26-mile garden and you just do one lap. Or you can walk to, I don't know, in my case, the nearest Nando's and back is probably about 26 miles because I live in the middle of nowhere. You know, you can basically do 26 miles however you want. But I wasn't satisfied with that. So I contacted the London Marathon people and I said, I'm special. I would like to do the actual London Marathon route. But I understand you don't want a person like me blithering about causing trouble on the actual day of the marathon. And they agreed. They said you could do that on the day before the marathon or the day after the marathon. So that being said, I said, okay, I would like to do it on the 21st of April, which is 2 days before the marathon. It's a Friday. I'm going down to London on the train. I'm going to get over to the start line and I'm going to start walking / jogging. And I'm going to try and complete the marathon course of 26 miles in about 9 hours is my target. That gives me an average speed of just above walking speed. I don't want to walk the whole thing because I think that is a bit of a cop-out. But I'm going to try and do a bit of jogging here and there and a bit of speed walking and see how quickly I can get to each point. And that is going to be on the 21st of April, and it is in the name of charity. Few questions that you might have. Well, first of all, we'll talk about the charity in a second, but first of all, why did I decide to do a marathon? How random is that? What's the logic behind that? Well, there's another story behind this, and that is if we flash back to when the global pandemic first emerged, I got pretty much 100% of my exercise by walking from my car to the door of my office and back. Now, in my defence, there was a steep hill and there were a lot of steps, but that was literally the only exercise I was getting. And like many people, my health and my fitness suffered once Mr. Johnson said that all I can do is watch repeats of QI on Dave. Right, that's like that. I'm quoting him directly. That is what Boris said. Right, we weren't allowed to go outside. We weren't allowed to go for a walk, and I was just thinking, that's a pity. I've got a PlayStation here. I'll play on that, and I did, and I put on loads of weight. And whatever little fitness I had, those who know me from back at school know that I came last in every race. But I did alright in my GCSEs. But, I came last in every race. I was never fit anyway. So, I thought, okay, well, I really want to change that. I want to do something about it. So I started walking places, walking further and further each day. Started off just going to the shop, got bored of the shop, thought, okay, well, it's not very far. So I walked to the nearest cafe, which is about a mile and a bit away. Then I thought, okay, well, let's walk to town, which is 8 miles away. And I got into the habit of doing that every weekend. And yes, I used to go for a coffee, and I have, a billion calories worth of chocolate on top of my coffee, with sprinkles and cream and everything, right? But I was getting out, I was getting active. I thought, okay, Now I really want to push myself to that next limit, and that's when, during one of my walks, I started daydreaming, thinking, wouldn't it be a bit bonkers if I tried the London Marathon? Can I do 26 miles? And naturally, quickly after that, I thought, well, if I'm going to do this, I might as well do some good at the same time. There's, I'm sure plenty of people walk 26 miles, but what makes it different is to do it and actually help people along the way. So I reflected a bit and thought about what kind of charity I wanted to work with, and homelessness really stood out to me. Homelessness sticks out to me for a few reasons, really. The pandemic and the war in Ukraine has led to a complete, financial meltdown worldwide. Things are getting very expensive, inflation's a bit crazy, and people who were really, really close to the waterline are now struggling to stay afloat. It is making so many households under that much more pressure to keep a roof over their heads, and you can't just assume that people who are on the street deserve to be on the street. None of them do, to be honest. These people have had to make very difficult decisions at times in their life. They've not always made the right decisions, or they've not always had the support that they need to make the right decisions. You have to remember these people are human beings, and they need our help. And I wanted to avoid working with the really big charities that everybody knows about. I wanted somewhere local that you might not have heard of that can make an impact locally. So let me introduce P3, People, Potential, Possibilities, P3 for short. Right? They have a team of 300 volunteers, and they're based in the Warwickshire area. And in the last year, they have helped out 28,000 people. Just let that sink in. That just 300 people, all of whom are volunteers, have helped, nearly 30,000 people. Right? That's absolutely mad. And it's not just about helping the homeless or providing shelter. They approach things in a slightly different direction. They provide community outreach, mental health support, education for youths as well. So just to give you some figures here, I've got them all written down. This is why I keep looking down. I should just put my notepad here, and then I can just read it like this. So they've helped 13,500 people with mental health issues, and then onto the more sort of typical things. They've helped out 2,000 people find homes, and they've helped 2,600 homeless people stay off the streets. So that was just in the last year. The demand that they're going under at the moment is getting higher and higher, so they need more and more help. So I'm not going to go and chase after people that I know and say, I expect you to donate some money, because I understand that you might actually not have the money, or that you may already have donated something else recently, maybe the actual marathon, who knows. But no. All I ask is that if you can spare anything, please donate. I will pop a link to my Just Giving page here, and you'll be able to click on that and donate any money. Be sure to give gift aid if you do give money. That increases the size of the donation received by the charity, but it doesn't increase the amount of money that you pay. And if you can't donate, then please just pass this video on to other people. People who are watching this going, who's Chris Shaw? Right? Well, it doesn't matter who I am. It's what I'm doing that matters. So please spread this video out to people. It would be great if loads of strangers chip in, because that's the only way I'm going to reach £1,000 donation total. And you know what? If you really, really want to help and you want to go a bit overboard, how about doing your own fundraisers? Just let me know what you want to raise money for. What you want to raise money doing, and I can put you in touch with the people at P3, and you can help me by doing something of your own volition. So it's entirely up to you what you want to do. But we're running close to 10 minutes now. I know I haven't got a 10-minute attention span, so if you're still watching the video, no excuses. I really hope that you can do something to help me, and you know, I will go back to doing what I normally do now, which is videos on esports and mappy things and silly stuff that I do on my streaming. But I will keep plugging this. I will be live streaming the actual marathon when I do it as well. I'll be giving updates throughout the course. I'll be doing update videos to update on my training throughout it, because I am actually having to take this seriously. I can't just turn up and think, right, I'm going to walk 26 miles. So I'll keep you updated on the progress. Thank you already to the people who've already donated. We're already at £150, which is an amazing start, but we need to keep the momentum going and keep the donations coming in. So I look forward to seeing them roll in, and I look forward to being able to say to P3 that we've raised that £1,000, and looking forward to seeing the difference it makes in my local community. So thanks for watching, and I will see you all pretty soon.